What's the most painful way family has let you down? When I was 7, our car got hit by a drunk driver. I was in the back seat. When I woke up in the hospital, my right leg was gone. The drunk driver? That was my dad, Mike. He'd been drinking since Mom died the year before. That night, he'd had too many beers watching the game and decided to drive me to get ice cream anyway. The judge gave him community service and probation. His lawyer said he was emotionally unstable from losing his wife. Nobody seemed to care that I lost my mom too, plus my leg. After the accident, Dad cleaned up his act. At least that's what I thought. He started posting about me everywhere. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, pictures of me learning to walk again, crying during physical therapy, struggling with my prosthetic, always with captions like, "My brave warrior princess," and "God's strongest soldiers get the hardest battles." People ate it up. The likes, the shares, the comments calling me an inspiration. Then came the GoFundMe. "Help Emily get the therapy she needs," it said. "Support adaptive sports for my amazing daughter." The description was 3 paragraphs about how hard it was for him watching me struggle. The donations poured in. $5 here, $50 there. Some person in Ohio sent $200. A lady from Texas wrote this long message about how my story touched her heart. I never saw a penny of it. When I asked Dad about physical therapy, he said we couldn't afford it. When I wanted to try swimming, he said maybe next year. I watched other kids with disabilities playing sports while I sat on the sidelines. But Dad bought a new motorcycle that summer. Then he redid the entire kitchen with granite counters and stainless steel everything. His new girlfriend Amy moved in and they went to Mexico for a week. I was 13 when I finally figured it out. I'd been doing a school project about online fundraising and decided to look up our campaign. The total was almost $15,000. I confronted him while he was showing Amy paint samples for the living room. "Dad, what happened to the GoFundMe money?" He didn't even look up from the paint chips. "What money?" "The money people gave me for therapy and sports." Amy suddenly got real interested in her phone. Dad set down the samples and looked at me like I was being unreasonable. "That money kept this roof over your head, Em. It paid for groceries and bills. But people gave it for my therapy, for sports equipment. I deserved something too," he said, his voice getting louder. "Do you know how hard this has been for me? Watching you go through this? I suffered too." "You suffered? You're the one who hit me. That was an accident and you know it." I stared at him feeling sick. All those people who donated, who shared my story, who called me brave, they thought they were helping me. Instead, they'd paid for Dad's new life with Amy. "I needed that therapy," I whispered. "You're fine," he said, already turning back to Amy. "You walk, you talk, you're healthy. Stop being so dramatic." That's when I realized I wasn't his daughter. I was his business. Every photo, every post, every tear, it was all content. I was just a way for him to get sympathy and money. The worst part? He never once asked what I actually needed. Not the therapy, not the sports, not even how I felt about him posting my most vulnerable moments for strangers to see.